Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to episode 5 of the Real Valladolid Career Mode series. We are kicking things straight off today. A tough home game against Sevilla. I imagine they will be definitely up there challenging for Champions League and Europa League spots come the end of the season. And that is something we aspire to, either for finishing strongly this season or definitely next season. That's where we want to be. Last episode, a couple of key games, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, unfortunately losing both of them. Atletico, they romped home against us. We had no chance, barely made any chance of note, but we got really unfortunate against Barcelona with a couple of key moments going the other way and going against us. So I'm hoping to make things right against Sevilla today. Let's jump straight into the game. It would seem that I'd say 75% of the games I've played so far this season have either come at night or when it's raining, and half the time it's both. I'm not sure why we're playing so late in the evenings, but I'm hoping today we can bounce back. A poor defeat last time to Deportivo Alaves. 3-1 loss was the most we'd conceded in one game, and I'm expecting a strong reply from the boys today. I haven't made any changes to the starting 11. We have got our full strength side out, so I am expecting a rebound. It's their first attack down the wing. It was a good block by Yaquin. We haven't been able to get her away fully. That's their first attempt on goal. It's not been a bad start, it's quiet. That's the first real chance of note. And once again, following the trend from the last episode, silly passes out from the back and managed to get it back. That's a great ball, but it's a good save. Keeper's equal to it. Jordi Masip quickly solidifying his nomination for our Player of the Year so far. Some absolutely fantastic saves in this early season. Here's Waldo. Some absolutely breathtaking pace, to be fair to him. We found Ben Arthur inside. We've got lucky. We're not able to make the counter-attack work. Abba's been subbed for an hot dog, and once again they're in the behind down the wing. Found the ball, and it's an header in. That's not a good start. A couple of times they've got in down the wing now, and this time they've made us pay. Chipped cross to the back post, headed back across. The keeper's not saving that one. 1-0 down, work to do. Just before half time as well. Not ideal. It's a great through ball. Come on, Waldo. Great strength. We've won a corner right on the stroke of half time. We haven't been able to use it though. Alcaraz. Ben Arthur. Lovely bit of skill. Oh. Last shot of the half. He's whispered it past the post. I mean, it's been a pretty even half altogether. We've had a couple of chances, as you can see there. none on target as of yet, and the chances they've had, they've made us pay with it. Other than that, pretty even game. Not going to make any changes early on. We're going to see how the game pans out, because we were making chances. Hopefully we can make turn one of them into a goal. Ben Arthur, that's great strength. Finish it. Yes! What a finish that is. Our top goal scorer so far this evening, Hadem Ben Arthur, the main man. And once again, he's come up with the goods. Shows great strength to shrug off the defender. And puts it across the keeper, top corner, off the post and in. And we're back in the game. Great defensive work rate from Waldo. We're not able to clear it though. Regulon is down the wing. We haven't been able to clear it. Every goal we can see, I feel like it's coming from a cross. We're not able to clear the header. And they get the rebound. Nearly every goal I've conceded. Once again, they win the header at the back post. Defenders gotta be stronger in the air. But it's a good, tidy finish, to be fair. Bottom corner on the volley. And once again, we find ourselves behind. Another cross comes fired in. And I just don't understand. Just do not understand what I'm doing. You'd think I'd learn. You'd think I would learn. But no. Silly ball played out. An easy pass to find the player in space, and they've smashed it at the near post. That's lovely football. Finish it. It's one back. It's not going to make a difference though. A minute on the clock. Ben Arthur, a lovely assist just before he comes off. Brahim just there for a little run out. He's not going to be able to make any serious impact. I can't imagine we're going to get the ball back off Sevilla, and there it is. Another defeat, another 3 goals conceded. With January coming up, and that new youngster into the youth squad, I am gonna have to seriously consider maybe some a new defender coming in to sort out the leaky defence. But it was a decent effort from the boys today. Our own mistakes have cost us. Our inability to defend from the wide areas has cost us, and now it's 2 losses on the trot. As you can see there, they had the bulk of the possession, but in terms of chances, we just as many as them. We just didn't take them, and the chances they had, we basically gifted them. But yeah, I'm gonna do a post-match interview, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, following that defeat to Sevilla, Sergi Guardiola has come in. He is supposed to be our crucial striker, but we just haven't been playing him. I haven't felt he's been good enough, and I've preferred Plaza over him, and he has come in and requested that he leaves in the January transfer window, which I am happy for him to do. He is surplus to requirements, so I'm just going to check him up on the transfer window and get into the next games. Okay, I haven't even got to the next game yet, and very early on, Real Betis has come in for Sergi Guardiola at 10.6 million. He has got a release clause of 19 million, but I can't imagine any team's going to come in for him for that, especially as he's unhappy at the club and on the transfer list. so I'm going to accept it from Real Betis. They are one of the teams in the league that will be around us, but I can't turn down that kind of money for a player that we're not even going to play too often. And before I even stop talking to you, Benfica come in for Guardiola for even more money, 11.4. Same again, snap your hand off for it, get him out of the club, get him gone, and get us some more budget. Okay, tricky couple of games coming up after this. Do have Celta Vigo away. They are down the bottom. We've dropped down to 14th following the last couple of defeats. They're doing worse than us. They've still only got 5 points on the board, only managing to be out of the relegation zone on goal difference level with Osasuna. This is a game we seriously need to pick up points against, because if we're going to be losing against teams like Celta Vigo, it doesn't set a good precedent for the rest of the season. But then unfortunately, following Celta Vigo, we do have a couple of tricky ties against Real Sociedad and Getafe, both who are, as it would seem, aiming for those Champions League and Europa League spots, sitting on 25 and 24 respectively. And then finally, end of the month, end of December, before the winter break, we'll see us finish against 4th place Valencia, currently sitting on 32 points, doing very well in the table. So it's a very very difficult December month for us. We've got 3 teams in the top 8 to play. So I'm hoping for a big performance against Celta Vigo to help us on our way against them. I'm not going to show the full game, I'll just show the highlights for the Celta Vigo, Sociedad and Getafe games, but then we'll get back into the full highlights against Valencia, a big game against a big team, and then that'll take us nicely into the January transfer window. Alright, and we finally made it to the last game of this episode, home to Valencia. As you've seen from the highlights, not an ideal set of 3 games. We started off very strongly with a 1-0 win over Celta Vigo. It was a pretty comprehensive win in the end. Although Celta Vigo did play some nice football, they didn't really threaten us too much. And then going into the Sociedad game, a 2-1 loss there. Very unfortunate game. We had plenty of chances to run away with it in the end, but once again, finishing that issue, not being able to convert our chances, and unfortunately we go 2-1 down to Sociedad. And then the last game, a very interesting game indeed. Getafe, as we knew, they were already up on the top 8. I think they were 8th in the table when we looked at them. But getting into the game was where we seen why they were up to 8th in the table. They must have had a very busy transfer window indeed, bringing in some Premier League talent, the likes of Jonjo Shelvey from, I assume, Newcastle at the time, former Premier League player Arnautovic coming in from China and leading the attack, along with Juan Mata and youngster Ben Chilwell from Leicester. So they definitely strengthened very well in the summer, and that's shown in the end. A very, very tough game away. We dropped to a 2-0 defeat. I don't think we didn't even have a shot on target the whole game, and Getafe were full value for their win. Outside of the game and in the menus, a number of things. Our centre-back, veteran centre-back, all of us had requested to be played more, but I just couldn't afford him that sort of time with the better players in front of him. For me, with him being 31 years of age, I did decide to put him on the transfer window, and we did have Sevilla come in for him with a 5.5 million bid, which I have accepted. So I imagine if the thing does go through, he will be going in the next couple of days. Guardiola did get sold to Real Betis. A nice 8 million came in to the transfer budget for us for that. We offered Ben Arfa a 1-year extension onto his contract because he had 7 months left on his contract, and after 6 months he has the option to look elsewhere and sign a contract with a new club. But I wanted to keep him for the next year at least, because he is, as it stands, he is the best central attacking midfielder we have got, and currently the club top goal scorer in the league. And finally, some more promising signs for the future. We did bring in 2 more youngsters, a central defensive midfielder, Jose Vargas, again from Spain. Overall 63 already, 17 years old, with a value of 675,000, which is very, very promising at that age. And a potential new Ronaldo, a centre forward, 16 years old, 575,000 at 16 years old is brilliant. Hoping he can grow into something very special for us. I'm unsure on his in-game stats as of yet regarding weak foot and skill moves, but I'm hoping it's something decent, not what usually happens on FIFA when they give the new regions a 1-star weak foot and 2-star skill moves. I'm hoping he is usable, but it's definitely promising signs for the future. And that leads us straight into our game, home to Valencia. Not the ideal preparation, once again, going into a big game. We are still 14th in the table, with a chance to go up as high as 11th, as long as the results around us go our way. But we would still need to grab a win against Valencia, who are sitting 4th in the table on 36 points. It's going to be a tough test, especially after our poor run of form on this episode. But I'm hoping we can turn it around and at least get some sort of points on the board. Just the one change to the team going into this home game against Valencia. I am bringing in Antonito to right back. He's not very happy at the moment because he hasn't been getting game time. but he is a decent right back, and I want to keep him happy for now because he is the only backup I really have for that position, especially with Porro only being on loan and going at the end of the season. That just leaves Mayano and Antonito as our only right backs, and with both of them getting on, that is definitely an area I'm going to look to strengthen potentially in the next window in January. Another tough game under the lights for us. Hopefully the home support can rally us together and get us to a home victory today. It's absolutely paramount that we start getting more points on the board and move us in the right direction up the table. First chance of the game, falls to Plaza, gets in behind, tries to put it across the keeper. Maybe I should have went and tried to put it near post. It's a decent save, and the first attempt goes to us. That's a great ball. And once again, they find an unmarked. Well, the player in the middle finds himself with a free header on goal, but Masip is equal to it. Our player of the year so far, Jordi Masip, brilliant keeper. And that's it for the first half. A couple of chances either side, but most of the players come from Valencia so far, down our left hand side, trying to feed Janis Sherisev, trying to find him in behind. But no real threats as of yet. They did get a free header at the back stick. Jordi Masip was equal to it. And hoping for a better performance in the second half. It's been done there though. There's another free header. It's just not good enough. Every single goal. Belotti, I thought had gone off injured. Picked up an injury in the first half. Must have stuck it out. Finds himself losing his marker. The back stick. It's a great header to make them 1-0 up to Valencia. It's a lovely turn, Ben Arthur. Cross the box. Ah, there's no one there. Still got it though. Sumari back into Ben Arthur, snuffed out, unable to clear. That's a great turn. Plaza! Get in there! 1-1 That's a lovely turn. He rolls his defender. Sticks it right in the top bin. Keeper's not saving that one. And we are back in the game. 7 minutes after they scored, we get our reply. That's a great ball. Ben Arthur's in. And we've turned it around. Ben Arthur, I thought I'd made a mistake by rolling the ball back inside. But manages to keep away from the defender. Defender doesn't want to know, and he puts it top left hand corner. And now we are ahead against Valencia, one of the big teams in this league, with a real chance for a nice little scalp here. Messing around with her at the back again. We haven't been punished this time. That's a great ball if Villa can get to it. Which he can. On the edge of the box. Ben Arthur! Oh, it's magic. What a goal that is. That's a great counter-attack from one end of the pitch to the other. I mean, in 3 or 4 passes, not even that. It's a lovely ball into the centre of the box. Great touch, takes him past the defender, and a cool finish into that bottom left-hand corner. And I believe that might be enough for us to win the game. 3-1 up. Gonna make some changes. Ben Arthur, he's on a hat trick, but I'm gonna bring him off. Keep his head on the floor. Keep him grounded. Steven Plaza, he's had a great game. Gonna make a change for Unal up top. And Fede into that. Actually, I'm gonna bring Carnero. No, I'm gonna bring Fede on at centre mid. Alcaraz looking a little tired. Just to see out the rest of this game. Waldo though, he's still fresh. Belotti's chasing back. He hasn't got the pace to keep up with him. The back stick. Oh, Plaza has taken it. Instead, I've tried to put it back stick. Instead, Plaza's gone up for it and completely mistimed the header and put her out. I don't think it's going to matter too much. 90th minute now, 3-1 up. I think this is all 3 points in the bag. And there we go. Our first big victory of the season comes against Valencia, who are absolutely flying in the league at the moment, up in 4th place. And that is a brilliant victory for Valladolid. As you see there, absolutely dominated the stats. Had plenty of chances, and they only had the 2 converting the 1. I mean, it's that kind of ruthlessness I need to see more often from the side. 4 shots on target, 3 goals. You just gotta question the consistency on other days. And that is where we're gonna end it for this episode, my guys. A fantastic 3-1 win over Valencia at home sees us move up into still 11th in the table. We are 4 points off Real Betis, but we have a game in hand over them. A couple of decent wins now, especially against Leganés, who is up next. Not doing very well in the table, could see us move up even further. But as you can see, it is indeed now into the January transfer window, and we have a couple of interesting options for our fullback slots that we can take a look at, which we will do in the next episode. If we go into the transfer hub here, you can see we sort by right backs. You can see there we have a number of different players on the short list that can potentially come and step in and make a big impact into the team, especially this lad here, Max Aarons from Norwich City. If we do manage to get him, I believe he can make a big impact to the team. Very quick, decent defending, and he's only 20 years old. And on that, I don't think there was much else. I think Sergio Olivas did get sold to Sevilla for 5.5 million, which is a nice little extra into the transfer budget, which now stands at 12 million, which lets us get a couple of decent players in. The youth players in our youth squad are growing nicely, and yeah, the future's looking bright for old Real Valladolid. Still hopeful this Leonardo Castro can be the man to replace R9 and lead us to La Liga victory. But anyway, guys, I have been Davis. If you've enjoyed the episode, leave a like. If you want to see more, if you want to watch the next episode, stay up to date, you can always subscribe. Thank you very much, and good night.